Today I'm talking about the FlyLady system and how I simplified this after having my twin babies. Now in this video I am cutting all of the fluff. This is the very basics that you need to get started today. It can be considered quite a complicated system, and I think once you know it, it isn't complicated at all, but I did really strip it all back and simplify it when I had my babies, and that's what I want to give you my simplified version of that today. So I think it's important to start by saying that the cleaning and the home maintenance work, it's never done. It's an ongoing task. Once you've cleaned something, it gets dirty, especially when you've got children. You are going to be cleaning up a mess every day. So this system isn't going to magically have all the cleaning done for you once and then you never have to do it again. It introduces daily, weekly, monthly rhythms into your life. And I know many people would find it overwhelming to have to follow a system like this, and some people's brains just aren't quite wired that way. But for me, it was really calming. It took a lot of stress out of all of the things that needed doing in the house, seeing things that were on my to-do list and constantly thinking, when am I going to get to all of this? It gave me a system, so I knew exactly when I was going to get to those things, and I wouldn't have to worry about it when I saw them around the house. But also it gave me peace day to day, knowing that those rhythms and routines were in place and that's all I had to follow, and everything would tick over nicely. So for me, although it initially seems complicated, it actually has really helped me to simplify my life and to feel a lot calmer as a mum. There's so much going on in motherhood. When you wake up in the morning, you don't really know what your day is going to look like. It's different every single day. Things go wrong all the time. And I think having the cleaning in order, not having to worry about that so much or use my brain to think about that so much, has really helped. So I've broken down the system into 4 key parts, and that's what we'll be going through today. They are in the order of how I think that you should start them, and also the order of priority. So if you're really busy and you can't get to everything in the system, that's fine. Just do what you can, but I would start with step 1. I've always done step 1, even when we first had our twin babies and brought them home, we still stuck to step 1, which is your morning and evening routines. So to set this up, you'll need to list out everything that needs doing in your house on a daily basis. So whether that's hoovering, feeding the dogs, getting out of bed, getting dressed, all of the things that you want to do every single day, a load of laundry, for example. I've gone into detail of my morning and evening routines in a previous FlyLady video, so I won't go into too much depth here now, but essentially you just need to list out everything and then split it into morning and evening. If you work from home or you're a stay-at-home mum, you might have an afternoon routine in there as well. So there might be 3 points. For me, some of it gets done during the twins' nap time. This essentially means that everything that needs to be done every day has a time and a place that it gets done. And you know, sometimes in the morning the boys will wake up early and I don't have time to put the laundry on, for example, but then once they've gone down for a nap, I can then pick up where I left off in terms of my to-do list. Now I used to have this as a physical to-do list. When the boys were first born, there was so much extra admin I was doing every day with like bottle washing and things that I actually had it pinned up on the wall in my kitchen, and I would literally go through the checklist and make sure that I'd done everything. It soon becomes second nature and you don't need the checklist anymore. I don't use it anymore, but that was really helpful in the early days for me. So this is the one step that I think can get you through tough times, newborn babies, grief, whatever it is, whatever stress you have in your life, whether it's just that you've got a busy period, that you've been on holiday a lot, that it's Christmas and you want to spend quality time with your family. All you need to stick to is this one morning and evening routine and your house should stay ticking over nicely. So step 2 is the weekly home blessing. Now in FlyLady, she sets a 10-minute timer and goes through a list of jobs. I'm not going to cover all of those here now because that's not what I do. I do it a little bit differently. The weekly home blessing is meant to be the high traffic areas in your house, so the areas that are used on a regular basis. That for us is pretty much our entire house because it's not that big and we do really utilise all of the rooms, but the concept is still the same. I try and stick to an hour, and I dust everywhere, I hoover upstairs because that doesn't get done daily, I change the beds, I clean the bathroom, and I tidy as I go. And that for me resets our house, and I love that it's called a weekly home blessing because it really does bless the house and it feels fresh and just elevated from that 1 hour. So just to recap, for me that is dusting, hoovering, cleaning the bathroom, changing the beds and tidying as I go. And that is it for step 2. It's essentially your weekly clean. Now step 3 is where it gets a little bit more complicated. You really want to get step 1 and 2 nailed first, and then you can add in step 3, which is zone cleaning. Now, FlyLady splits the house into 5 different zones, and I will talk you through the zones in a moment. So you want to take all of the rooms in your house and split them into 5 zones. So I did this by using the FlyLady zones as my base and then tweaking it slightly to what suited my house. The FlyLady zones are as follows. Zone 1 is the entranceway, the porch and the dining room. Zone 2 is the kitchen. Zone 3 is the bathroom plus an extra room. Zone 4 is the master bedroom, bathroom and closet. And Zone 5 is the living room, TV room or den. So FlyLady does 1 zone per week, but the last week of the month it's split into 2, and you can follow along on the app or the website. You could follow it that way, or you can just follow 1 week at a time and forget that you're trying to fit it into 1 month. So when you're in each zone, you're setting a 15-minute timer each day and doing a little bit of work in the zone. This is where we cover off the deep cleaning and the decluttering. FlyLady always says to declutter first because you can't clean clutter, which is very true. So initially when you start, you'll probably spend like the whole month decluttering, and then the next month you can get onto the deep cleaning. It's setting a 15-minute timer, as I said, and sometimes I only get to do this once a week, so I don't put any pressure on myself to do it every single day. I just try and do a little bit of something in that zone. And deep cleaning for me, the things that I always like to do is to clean the windows in that zone and to wipe down the skirting boards. But you can add on various things like moving furniture and hoovering under the furniture, you know, those things that you never really get to. Okay, so moving on to zone 4, this is the daily focus and something that I've struggled to commit to, so I've really changed up how I do it. But just to briefly explain how FlyLady does this, this essentially covers any extra life admin, and I really liked that about the system, that it wasn't just cleaning the house, it was kind of keeping on top of your appointments and things that you need to do. Each day, again, you set a 15-minute timer and you work on that daily focus. So on any given day, you'd be setting a 15-minute timer for zone cleaning and then a 15-minute timer for your daily focus, and that's half an hour. Again, I only get to these in an ideal world, so it isn't something that I do every single day. So the FlyLady tasks are as follows. Monday, she scheduled the weekly home blessing, which we already talked about. Again, you can mix this up and do them on any day that you like. I actually prefer to do the weekly home blessing on a Friday or a Saturday morning because then it's fresh for the weekend, but it's just personal preference. Tuesday is plan and play, which is booking in anything on your calendar with your friends or making any nice family plans, a bit of a calendar admin day. Wednesday is anti-procrastination day. Now this is all those things that you know you need to do but you never really get to. For example, booking a doctor's or a dentist's appointment, you've noticed that a light bulb has gone and you keep forgetting to replace it, things that aren't necessarily urgent and you're just sort of putting them off. They are your anti-procrastination tasks. Thursday is errand day, which kind of is self-explanatory. Any errands that you need to run, anything that you need to do out of the house, whether that's fill up the car with fuel, pick up some gifts from the shop, return things to the library, anything out of the house, it can be done on your errand day. Friday is clean out your purse and car day. So for me, this also includes the pram and the pram bags, all those kind of things that need restocking and refreshing. Saturday is family fun day, so time with your family, and then Sunday is renew your spirit, so doing something nice for yourself. So as I said, I had trouble sticking to these. I think it's quite a lot to do each day if you are a stay-at-home mum with children in the house and you're already doing your morning and evening routines and your zone cleaning. This I found hard to stick to each day. Some days I would find that I could do everything on that list, and then other days I wouldn't have time to check it at all. So what I've done is I use Notion on my computer to store all of my lists and things, and I have the app on my phone, so as I think about something it's really easy to just note it in my phone or on my laptop. And so I have 3 separate tabs now, one for plan and play, one for anti-procrastination and one for errand day, and I note things down in each of those tabs and then I just check them most days, to be honest, every day. It's on my phone and my computer and it's quite easy to do. It's just a brain dump basically. Every time you think of something, just add it to those lists, and then I keep tabs on it each day. What could I do today? If I've got 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, I'll just have a little look. It kind of calms my mind just knowing that I've got it all in one place, and quite often I'll look at it and think, okay, none of that's really urgent, so I'll just leave it for today. And then if I've got a time where I know I've got an hour free and it's mounting up with lots of admin, then I will crack on and get it all done. So that is it. Those are the 4 steps to get you started with FlyLady today. I really hope that it helps and simplifies what is quite a complex system for you. Just to recap, step 1 is the morning and evening routine. Step 2 is your weekly home blessing. Step 3 is your zone cleaning. And step 4 is the daily focus. FlyLady is meant to be fun, so it's important not to take it too seriously. It's a system to make those boring, monotonous tasks a little bit more fun. You can check them off, you get the endorphins of following along and feeling like you've accomplished something, even though it's just 15 minutes here and there throughout your day. It's really helped me, as I said, to become calmer and feel more in control when your days as a mum are really quite chaotic sometimes. As much as you can try to be as calm as possible, you just don't know what life's going to throw at you each day. And yeah, I've really enjoyed it personally, so I hope this helps someone else out there. Please comment below if you're enjoying the system. Have you just started? How are you finding it? Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!